Hello and welcome back to Beam.NG with me, Mr. Low Energy, Kevin Outwit ME. Yep, I knew I shouldn't have done that sales pitch on my new controller. It's defective. In a way that it's still more usable than a whole Mr. Stick Drift over there, but yeah, one of the back buttons is broken, don't work. And even worse, the engineering and design is defective because the back buttons can only be bound to other controller buttons. So you don't gain any functionality. I don't get it. I mean, I might test it right here before we start driving. See if I can at least bind like a layered button, because Beam uses those. Yeah, like hold down LB, tap a button. There's a chance. I mean, I don't know why I'm gonna spend the time on it. This thing's going back in a couple days, so I'm just waiting on the new controller to show up. Should I do the sales pitch on the new one? Should I shoot myself in the other foot? It's not like I can walk anyway. I've been stuck in a bed for how many years now? Shouldn't joke. I already got feet injuries. I'm gonna be all awkward about showing something with a price higher than I paid for it. Look like I'm bragging. Whatever, I'll just crop the price out or something. I get self-conscious about the nichest things. Oh, is the game loading just as I'm about to switch the screen over? Cool. Yeah. So, I mean, as far as Beam goes, we're going to take this thing over to Utah and figure out what to do with it. Alright. But for now, extraordinary touch. Is that even spelled right? Extraordinary. No, extraordinary touch. I love China. Anyway, I didn't get the black one or the white one. I got the red one that's here somewhere. Yeah, the whole reason it's got the same rumble motors as the one I'm returning. That's the sales pitch. Some random comment somewhere, I don't even know what site, was like, hey, this thing has identical hardware to that thing. That thing being the one that I got here. So I'm like, all right. You know, the sticks are in a different position, but you know, they're using all the same hardware. If this one didn't have a defective button, I'd be happy with it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the difference between all the different stuff. But tension adjusting sticks, extra buttons, fancy coils, that these seem to be the only two controllers using these. So hopefully this one will work. Yeah, you can skim the features if you want. No sales pitch. I have adjusted the sticks to loosen them on the one I got here. I was just driving around randomly in Beam earlier. Not a feature that I would give any importance to, honestly. I mean, most people are turning up the tension. They think it makes aiming more precise, which maybe it does. I don't know. But for driving games, I don't know. I'm just trying to lower the fatigue factor, and there wasn't all that much fatigue to begin with. So here's another difference. The buttons on the new controller are going to just be buttons on the back rather than paddles like the Xbox controller. I like the idea of paddles. Hey, paddle shifters, haha. You get a little bit of overlap with a real car. And they're kind of bulky. They get in the way. They make it hard to hold the controller without hitting the paddles. So yeah, this is on the grip too. We'll see how that goes, because this isn't removable. That might be the gotcha there. I mean, they're macros. You could always just turn them off. Hopefully these will actually work as like extra buttons. You can't really get any information on that online. I think this one has a bigger battery. I have no idea what a skin touch coating is. I hope it's not one of those horrible gummy rubberized ones. So yeah, I mean, this is less bulky. I'm hoping that'll be better. I mean, it's a controller. You don't need to emulate any paddle shifter real life. Haha, whatever. It's like, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to zoom up to show you the red one. Oh no, the price. No. I didn't pay that. I paid $50. There's the red one. I actually went through the effort of putting a picture of this into Google Translate because I'm like, what does that text say? Yeah, I still couldn't figure out what language it was because having it in Chinese and Japanese, it translated very closely. Which I'm like, is there really that much overlap? One of them says alarm, and I think the other just says unit 2. Something like that. Real basic. Whatever. So I get my obnoxiously colored controller after all. What's this overpriced computer? 16 gigs of RAM for $2,000. No. I mean, it's niche. They don't make computers of that form factor anymore. With a VGA out. What the hell? I don't know. We're not going to worry about that. So, the milestones. How did I not redeem those? I always redeem those before I cut the episode. Suspicious. Alright, we're taking this thing to the other map. I so miss when they had the other map thing over here in the tunnel. So you didn't have to drive to the island. Island, my nemesis. Alright, so first on stream drive with the new controller. What is with those shift sticks? That looks terrible. What do you think? Should I try to bind blinkers? Does this thing even have blinkers? It makes a noise. Something just explode. It wasn't me. It does have blinkers. Yeah, whatever. Fancy cars. Oh, what to talk about? I'm avoiding it. I'm all vulnerable, like the psych stuff. Yeah, pretty much everything I was doing with Beam is bullshit. Because you know what I was focused on? A, frustrating myself as motivation that I should make some changes. And B, frustrating myself so that I'd have basically have a bad example of what I want to move away from. second half didn't work because I find it funny to troll myself. Pretty much anything that's new and weird is fun. So, doing little psych experiments is just going to be fun regardless of what it is. I don't actually need motivation. I'm plenty motivated enough. So that was all bullshit. It was fun though. I mean, give me some build inspirations and good content. However, what I actually need to be doing is also what I am doing. Testing assumptions. I don't think my map has said that. No, it did. It's just no turn markers yet. Fine. Yeah, testing assumptions. So, the issues I'm working on right now are heart rate monitoring and staying conscious after eating. It's like, I have a serious medical situation go. Uh-oh. Well, I almost had a broken neck in the game, too. Although these paddle shifters are so obnoxious. I'm going to be shifting into neutral all the time now. Great. As if I didn't already do that too much before. This rumble's amazing with this thing, though. I'm actually enjoying that. Ding, ding. What was I saying? My brain's looking for any excuse to just, dump the vulnerability so I don't talk about it. Yeah, the two things I'm working on. I mean, I got a serious medical condition. It does put me in comas, has been documented by doctors, and so on. But the triggers and the amount of rest required, that's where I got to recalibrate myself. So basically, what I've been working on, I started it with Humankind, the strategy game. Cause it's like, I'll be vulnerable in the tail end of a Let's Play. Very few people will watch. That's cool. I mean, this series might get an extra 2 or 3 people watching it. I don't know, but it still feels more vulnerable. I respect that pink car, by the way. Yeah, I'm driving about somewhere randomly because I'm just enjoying the vibe sticks over here. It is good. This controller has taught me that I do like the feature that I thought I would like. Anyway, recalibrate. So the thing I actually need to do isn't funny builds and externalizing. It's just try gaming and recording after eating or when my heart rate's higher than I think I should let it get. It's okay, because I don't. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't need the motivation to work on it in real life. So let's just work on it in real life. Why am I giving myself extra steps? No, the reason is because I was using AI, and I was like, all right, let's figure out the proper order of operations to approach a psych problem. And it's like, you have to externalize the behavior, see a bad example, realize you don't want to be that, realize you are that, then motivation. It's like, nah, I can skip all that. So we're good. It's not entirely the AI's fault. I mean, I crafted a lot of that myself, but donuts. You think we can find a use for this thing? I think maybe we're just being uncreative if we don't. Drift buggy. I don't know. So, yeah. And I can use gaming because the experiment is literally just do things after eating, do things with a higher heart rate. I'm stuck in place in a bed with a broken neck. It's like, I can sit on my phone, or I could sit on my computer, or I could sit and think and try not to fall asleep. Pick your poison, I guess. Oh, $2,000. That's a ridiculous speeding fine. Oh. So, yeah. Doesn't even matter what I do in Beam, huh? Still productive. That tire's further to the left than I thought it was. So, yeah. The thing to mention that will help tie things together is that a lot of what I do is dissociative, preemptive dissociation based on heart rate that then tracks into sleep, coma, whatever, right? Because this is all. The problems here originate from the suffering of the medical illness combined with how prolonged everything is, the brain damage I'm accumulating, and the misery of the primary symptoms, which is there's a certain witch blinker is on. It's a certain like density and heat in my head that comes alongside an inability to process thought, and then I like lose my senses and go into a coma. It's shit. And it does happen eating sometimes. And it always has, going back to 2014. Exertion and movement came in somewhere between then and 2020, but it wasn't as immediate. Like the process of passing out seems to take half an hour to an hour. But that sensation of not being able to think and my head just feeling so horrible and just feeling completely poisoned, like somewhere along the line I started dissociating from the sensation, and anytime I expected expected that I was going to end up feeling it. I got a buggy. I can go up whatever the hell this is. So, please don't break it. A buggy is like the anti-Kevin car. It's harder to break. You could do some DoorDash deliveries in this or something. We're going to destroy the alignment on that wheel if we're not careful, though. We might have already done it. I think we have. It's not the anti-Kevin car. So, yeah, what was throwing me off for the longest time is the dissociation shuts off, like, sensory input and so on. So it's saying, it mimics the thing that I'm trying to dissociate from. So, basically, what I'm experiencing, more, this thing is wrecked. I'm experiencing more mindfully right now is that even when I do control my heart rate successfully, proper amount of resting, whatever, the symptoms can still kick off and I could still end up missing a day in the coma. It's like, yeah, that happened like, I don't know, a day or two ago. It's like, so, it's either out of my control or it's based on cognitive activity. So, based on the medical stuff we know, I got a compressed brain stem and probably one of the major blood vessels. I got limited, I guess you could say, energy capacity of my brain, so I can't do much in a day. And resting and sleeping, whatever, doesn't always work. I mean, it's what's the words? Severely impaired. Yeah, everything about me is severely impaired, including sleep. And this controller is making my hand go to sleep even quicker than the other one did. Oh, damn it. Hopefully the ergonomics are better with the other one. So, basically, I had to just, like, call myself out. Like, I did all my control, strictness, preventative resting, dissociating, heart rate tracking. I did all that. It still happened. So there's an example that my methods don't do shit. And then the other day I ate dinner, my heart rate went up above the threshold I consider safe, and I was like, you know what, let's record some humankind. And guess what? I had a 3-hour episode. And my head didn't cloud up during that. The heart rate was all over the place. It's like, all right, yeah. It's like if I follow my rules, there's no guarantee of safety. The rule being basically dissociate when the heart rate goes too high. And if I ignore the rule and I'm out of the threshold, clearly violating it, there isn't necessarily a consequence there either. So I have to recalibrate everything, basically. It could be change in medication, changed the situation. It could be I was been wrong for a while. There's a lot of things. Some mix of all that's probably true. Because I'm basically all the psych stuff. I'm just trying to make my life more livable while I'm trying to actually get the injury treated. Not even just that, I want to be a better advocate for myself. That takes being awake more often, not dissociated, able to express the level of misery I'm in, not just you should be a pillar of stability sitting here completely zoned out, or just in a coma unresponsive. So I don't know. That's the sucky thing, is that the dissociation overlaps so significantly with the symptoms I'm dissociating from. Couldn't have fixed the wheel for me, huh? It's not going to be a happy drive. Happy Wheels. Remember that game? When everyone was uploading videos on that? Now that's cringe. Hey! He almost took my broken wheel off. You get brake checked by... Man, you parked for a second and that car got everything stolen. Alright. That's the kind of day we're having. So, yeah, I'm still going to find niche ways to use the psych as, inspiration for builds and strategies and things. I do want to branch out from the bad example to good examples, though. Actually practicing things that mimic the right behavior. Interesting. And at the moment, I don't know what that is other than, being more present in the moment, which may be using a manual transmission. I don't know. I'm just going back and forth between whether I want to drive a manual or automatic. There's a lot about Myers-Briggs and the SESI types, which are basically being in tune with your sensory experiences of the past as well as the present, and building a model of your reality based upon that. The type I have means I'm very weak at those, so I can get wrong impressions of sensory information and just be completely oblivious to the present. Which is why I'm never gonna do any sports car shit in real life, because yeah, I'm just not present enough, and I'm not gonna be, and that's not really my goal in life. Oh, that popped something. Really? That's also on the left? Oh. Damn it. What are these tires good for? That's the whole reason we're in Utah. I want to figure out what the use case is for this stock build of this thing. I was going to say, these forest roads that aren't really off-roading. They're just dirt roads, but we hit that limit pretty fast. And yeah, maybe it's a dirt gravel road racer. I don't know. But yeah, the psych stuff. I kept talking to AI. I thought, oh, I'm just out of tune with my sensory experiences. I'm dissociating, like all that. Like I just need to work on experiencing more. But that's actually a shitty idea with the level of injury I have. I'll just end up fully immersing myself more in the symptoms and the feeling poisoned all the time and confused and overheating, all that shit. It's like, nah. Full reassociation comes after treatment. That's not the problem. But the good news is a psychology, you don't have to establish safety. You don't have to establish full reassociation. You don't have to do practically anything to start making progress. Because progress comes through testing assumptions and exposure therapies. So there's no excuses really. It's just I say that, but it's like talking about excuses makes it seem like you're deflecting away from things when it's like, no, I just keep trying different things. Like, don't tell yourself, "Oh, I have to do X, Y, Z to make progress." It's like, who knows? You haven't experimented. I don't know what he broke off when he hit me. It doesn't look any worse off than it was. Oh. Well, we're learning why good buggies tend to have bigger tires. I didn't really want more reinforcement as to why the stock buggy was bad. I wanted to know why someone might build one this way. Where is it capable? We're just getting all the negative reinforcement. Am I trying to make this buggy relevant to the psych discussion? A little bit. I mean, I bought it because it was cheap, and I said, what can we do with that? And there wasn't any purpose to buying this. Just curiosity. Of course, this thing has a park. How much are we going to have to pay for fix this damn thing up? Oh. This controller is awkward. I better not acclimate to having the symmetrical sticks, and then I'll be right back on an asymmetrical controller in a couple days. That would be annoying. It didn't actually do a ton of damage. So yeah, I know I have a forgiveness, but I'm sure we'll end up breaking it again soon enough. So let's just fix it ourselves. Yeah, I think I explained the psych stuff. I've been planning on playing a horror game. Oh, cool, I can teleport the truck over. Or I could if I had the garage slot. I didn't know that you could move things between garages. I thought you were stuck with whatever you brought to the map, and they kind of had their own isolated garages. Yeah, horror game has been in the ETA because I read this psych paper that I showed off in one of the other episodes. Unfortunately, before I play that, I'm gonna have to go read that again and remind myself what I was doing, like what the whole point of that was. I think what it is was to provoke raised heart rates and that same dread, stress, dissociation loop, but like in a way where I can be mindful of the experience and that it's not cognitive activity, it's not movement provoking it, it's nothing relevant to my injury. It's just emotion from a game. Fear, like, because that's one thing I've realized is that it was like, gotta think of how to say it. Yeah, I'm very familiar with the symptoms from the disease. It's been escalating for 12 years at emergency level for over 4.5 years now. We don't need the whole discussion as to what the hell's gone wrong with the medical system. So I'm very familiar with that. This whole other thing, like monitoring the heart rate, as far as what symptoms I might experience before I dissociate, it's just more of a dread, sense of doom, not actually cognitive impairment. The impairment comes from the dissociation if I'm going down that route. It's like, okay. It's like either I suddenly developed an entirely new spectrum of symptoms, or it's just the dissociation trying to protect me from the primary set. I'm not giving you the data point here that when I say that this thing went emergency 4.5 years ago, I developed seizure paralysis type symptoms as well. So there is development of a new scary type of symptoms, and that hurts like hell when I'm having those seizures. But I've only had like a dozen of them in that much time, and most of them were provoked at hospitals. Having my head moved or pushed on, or being forced upright. And a lot of them were provoked by being on a medication that lowered blood flow to my brain even more, because doctors take guesses at what might help, and oftentimes they make the problem worse, and then they're like, well, we tried one thing, job done. So I was on a medication for years that was making me dramatically more sensitive and symptom prone. So that's affected my, I guess what would we say, like a personal history encyclopedia as to what's dangerous, what's not. Like, I'm still calibrated for being on that medication. That's not where I need to be either, because not only am I not on that, I've found a supplement that helps reasonably well. So I'm maybe 25% better off than where I would be at a just baseline level of this injury, like where I was when it first turned emergency. I don't know. I can't really put numbers on it because there's progressive decline, all kind of shit it's all interlinked, and it's not like something you can solve like a math problem. So I guess I got the nice ECU on this. I mean, speed's not the problem. Why are we looking at the engine? That is the very last place I should be going and looking. I'm just exploring it, really, but have I explained the psych stuff well enough? I think so. The experiment is something I can do real life, not just trying to externalize onto a game. I could use games as part of said experiment, but I'm still, what I'm paying attention to is my ability to interact with a game, give commentary if I wish to do that. I'm not like trying to make cars symbolically match psychological states and behaviors. I mean, this is even more niche than RPGs, where I just create a character that has that behavior. I mean, at least that's a direct translation. I've been avoiding doing that, but fine, whatever. If I'm just gonna work on myself, then I don't know. I guess I don't need this roleplay character anyway. It's like that's like a midway step that I've skipped over. It's like, I mean, I can do it if I find a value to it, but should we put LS 300 rims on this? I mean, if we want to know what those tires were actually giving us, we could make it even worse for off-roading. That'll teach us to be grateful for what we have. Nah. It's cringe. We're not doing that kind of nonsense. I don't even know if we should change out the rims. I'm not committed to keeping this thing. There's way too many damn rims in here. It's like some of the mod cars I downloaded required rim packs. It's like, come on, man. There's already enough of those. And it sucks because they're not just sorted by size. There's a whole bunch of other ones in here. It's like... it's very overcomplicated. But yeah, the psych stuff. I mean, the horror game thing, that makes sense because that's interacting with me as a player. It's not just me externalizing and role playing or doing niche builds. It's like that is literally what that paper is about. Is how horror is like a unique medium, and then it interacts with the person who's watching it. It's not just like a story or a sandbox like experience. What's wasn't? It's unsuitable. That's what it is. I don't know. I do miserable with horror, so that'll be fun for anyone watching. It's funny. I get messed up by the atmosphere, and then the actual monsters, I'm just like, whatever. Yeah. Way to get me is a game that's just endless suspense. Except for I need to actually believe something could be there. Veil side. It's like, how can I figure out which of these are... oh, that's not even an orange rim. That's just a no texture. That's not cool anymore. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm making progress on the psych stuff without any like theory, and now I'm like disoriented because it's like, wait, I want to theorize it though. It's like, but I accidentally stumbled into doing something useful. Doh. All the theory stuff was just, well, I mean, it's not pointless. It's like I reinforced that it's something important to be thinking about and working on. Even if the conclusions weren't bringing me in the right direction themselves. I don't know. Something like that. Very few of these rims are going to allow for off-road tires. It's like, I'm bothering because I enjoy looking at the rims. And it's a mindless thing to do while I talk vaguely, mindfully. Now that looks interesting. Meow's converter. This allows you to put wheels from the trucks on any other vehicle. So say that we did do that. What does that unlock? So yeah, we could put dualies on the buggy. Don't ask me to do it. It's a horrible idea. Alright. Well, these tires aren't anything special toward trucks, as far as I'm aware. Now, if we wanted to put 26s on it... I was expecting something a lot larger. Well, that's not helpful. Chunky off-road. I don't feel like we need the truck wheels to get these kind of tires on here. I'm also not sure I'm going to change it quite yet. We haven't actually got to experience this map with just the rally tires. So that's what the tread on a specific rally tire looks like. I think that is actually similar to what's on there. So I think this thing was basically made as a gravel racing buggy. And I know I'm having multiple discussions with you at the exact same time. Very, it's like an orderly disorder, because it's like I never actually lose any of the conversations, do I? Yeah, basically we're already doing this like stuff that we need to be doing. Wish I would stop creeping forward. It doesn't even seem to matter what I'm doing as long as I'm just awake and testing the limits. I don't want to turn this into a road vehicle. I mean, that's a pretty niche build, turning the buggy into a road vehicle, but let's drive it as a buggy first before we think of doing weird things. It definitely could use more sidewall if we're hitting any of the trails that have rocks on them. What is a TA tire? Because that's the kind of thing that's on there now, right? Maybe not. Oh, this is a wider rally. The only thing I can think of is terrain and ascent. But I don't think that's it. Let me just look that up real quick. I feel like I'm missing something on the psych. I guess the whole symptom spectrum thing where it's like I'm realizing, hey, this feels different than the brain injury, like cognitive impairment thing. This is just like a dread, stress, dissociate thing. That was kind of the tipping point to be like, wait a minute, I think this is safe to test. I mean, I found TA tires for traction advantage. There you go. Improved traction stability, various driving. So it is a sporty thing. It's sold for sports cars, kit cars, and the like. Is there anything here that would lead me to believe that, hey, it's, for like multiple terrains, though? For light trucks, SUVs, CUVs specifically. So I saw some for kit cars, but Jerry.ai, what is this site? Why is this site called Jerry.ai, but then this article was actually written by an insurance writer? That's weird. Maybe they fired all their journalists and switched over to AI after real people wrote this one. Okay. People believe TA stands for Trans Am. The tire companies aren't really bothered by that. I mean, yeah, it's a cool car, I guess. Yeah, why don't you read along with me? Yeah. Traction advantage. No guarantees. MS, mud and snow, does, however. Most TA tires, at least for this brand, are truck, SUV, whatever's. Sounds like this is just marketing. That's the best thing about marketing is you let people fill in the blank themselves because they'll usually put in whatever they actually want the product to be. It's like people who think Trans Ams are cool. Yep, it's the Trans Am tire. You should buy it. Traction advantage. Yeah, if that's your thing, that's what it is. A lot of other things TNA could be. Not gonna have that on your tires. Right. Crawler TA. Sure, I'm glad I didn't just look up TA without putting tire in there. Back to the sketchy searches. Vantage control and radial TA. Performance category has 2 tires. None of them are TA. It means nothing. Great. Is there a lesson in here somewhere? Maybe. Alright, so what are... stop popping everything up. Get out of here. I was gonna say, what are radial tires? Or what's the other type? I'm confused. There's 2 types. There's radial and there's the other one. Man, even when something's simple, but if it's car related, it's like I shouldn't be trying to even act like I'm teaching anything over here. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm saying. I'm babbling. Maybe this is just marketing too. No, as far as I can tell, TNA just means, yeah, I guess you can drive it in the rain. Thanks. Oh, come on. I don't want to be that specific. No, not all the pop-ups. Get out of there. What the letters really mean. Shopping for tires is a bit like shopping for shampoo. Is it? I don't think I've ever shopped for off-road shampoo. Or cereal that's good in the mud. Be fun. Now I'm just picturing like people shopping for cereal based on the circumference of the cereal bowl. Where are those sirens coming from? This is the right cereal if you have a 16-inch bowl. It started as a hot rod muscle car thing, and according to the other one, it has something to do with trucks now. It's all over the place. Oh, they got KO tires too. Great. More abbreviations. I feel like I'm getting dumber trying to figure this out. Key benefit toughness. The hell that's supposed to be? Focus superior traction. We've learned nothing. I think it's just like the damn sodas and cereal aisle and the shampoo. Yeah, it is like that. It's where one brand puts so many products on the shelf that you get decision paralysis. And you just end up cross-shopping their messy shelf and not looking at the competitor's messy shelf. Yeah. But the reality is everything's just slightly different colored or branded, and it's all just the same shit. Like, yeah. It is like cereal and shampoo. I hear you, random news site. You right. Are we learning something today? I don't know. It doesn't. Well, it does, but Tires are the most important thing, though. But so... Oh... You broke, Kevin. Alright. Well, we learned it is possible to put something on there that looks dumb. That's all I really needed to know. Oh, bias ply is the other type. You got radial and bias ply. There you go. I thought the radial was the old one, but no. Radial, the new one. This thing would really slip and slide if we had worn out bias plies, wouldn't it? We wanted to make a drift buggy. I don't, though. It's living rent-free in my mind at the moment, but it's not the most interesting thing. That looks like a real buggy tire. And not as in I'm gonna have to go fix the mod kind of way, buggy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're just gonna refer to that kind of buggy as jank. So this isn't a janky. It's a buggy, and I'm a Yankee, but I'm not a janky. What the hell are we even going on about now? Why Kevin keep doing these Madman Hour videos? Well, what I've learned going through this menu is the rally tires are far from the worst choice. All-terrain's going to be better. There's multiple options. Having a bigger sidewall is probably a better pick. I kind of want to just go race it on the gravel, though, and see what's up, you know? Or put on some sand runners. Let's drive it as it is, or repaint it. I mean, it's just ugly. Well, I say it's an ugly green. I like this color, just not on a buggy. You know we're going to end up just selling this thing relatively fast, too, so don't get too attached to it. I don't know why we even have fenders on it. I mean, the front ones kind of help me figure out where I am. Like, I don't know that we really need the back ones. Whatever, just leave it on there. It's fine. You think there's actually any way we could make money with this thing? Especially considering how much we've spent breaking it. Alright. No cargo parts, no surprise. We've looked at all the tweaking we can do. I was really hoping that would change the color of the tires. And that there was like a nice like gold in here or something that would like match the terrain, but no such luck. So I don't want to pay more for the niche paint jobs. Oh, the hood's colored separately. What a ripoff. Yeah, I'm probably just going to change the rims, but... I mean, that makes the green tolerable if the entire thing's not green. Ooh, no, I don't know about that one, though. Oh, no. Even just do the tan or the yellow or something, like... It's a pretty major improvement. You just don't know that I'm willing to pay for it. No, I'll change the rims if I'm gonna do that. You know, it's fine. Let's just drive it. We didn't actually customize anything. Yeah. all the psych stuff I'm babbling about too. The theory I'm working based on is predictive programming and Myers-Briggs. So one side to understand my personality and vulnerabilities, the other side to get the more universal human experience and vulnerabilities. That looks like a nice, simple rally that pays a lot of money. Let's see if it's willing to work today. I couldn't find a starting point the last time I threw here. Well, that's a very obvious starting point, so maybe I found it and it just didn't work. Now the PT Cruisers are out. Once I get all this lined up, we'll go back to the interior camera. I know you're thinking about it. I sense such things. I don't actually know the route, so we're going to be going slow the first lap. So we get some driving time in before it's broken. We'll be going slow for that reason too. So yeah, this kind of rally where you're doing a mixture of pavement and dirt, that's probably where these tires are best. They're not a full commitment to either or. Yeah, it's still drifty though, but it's rear engine, rear wheel drive, so. Or is it all wheel drive or rear wheel? I don't know. Figure it out. Yeah, it feels rear wheel to me. Well, actually, yeah, it's sliding and drifting everywhere. Well, I mean, it could be a sort of all-wheel drive. It's funny how I had all this psych realization when I was playing the strategy game, which was like one game I was playing that's least relevant to the psychology. I was still role-playing something, though, that, the whole negative example thing. Uh-oh, there's a turn there. Damn it. It's even worse because the other day when I was testing my controller, I slammed into that same tree. I wasn't in career, so it didn't matter, but... as long as this moves, we can finish the race and get some cash out of it. Hopefully we're not doing more damage. Dope. Blind corner. See, that's one reason I can't do rally in real life. I just don't have the sense for blind corners. Maybe that's the whole thing. I miss talking to you. You want me to go up that? Oh no. No. I go around. Oh, this thing's not gonna go around either. Can I see the markers on the map? No. I will find a way to cheat up there. I promise you this. Why are we in 4th gear? No. Get out of 4th gear and go. Uh-oh. I think we're done. Rear wheel drive. No. That's embarrassing. There are ways we can quickly make money on this map, though. I'm not too worried about it. That did that much damage. How did we not do that much damage last time? That's the real question. I forgot the psych thing I was talking about. I can't always swing back. Something about dissociation. Sufficiently distracted. The strategy game, I was trying to roleplay a negative example, and then time coherence. I don't think I said that phrase, but saying that lets me kind of reboot my mind into the mode of what I want to talk about. Like in previous episodes, I talked about how like the way I process time is digitally. Because my brain's constantly trying to default into dissociation, so it's like it's constantly checking. Is it safe to be present in this moment? Which is why my like awareness like is a bunch of pulses. It's a weird thing to say because I mean they're frequent enough that it's almost imperceptible until I'm driving like something fast in this game or there's something moving around the room and I'm trying to track it. Like when there's something fast enough going on, I realize the limitations in my moment to moment awareness. I don't know if it's the brain injury or the dissociation, so it's something we're playing with right now. See what we can learn. Speaking of which, let's see if we've learned from our mistake and can do better in this rally. The time coherence, the negative examples that I'm trying to do is basically characters that don't engage at the right time. They're waiting or tuned out when they need to be doing things more actively. So that's what I was trying to do with the truck with the automatic transmissions and such in Beam too. It's like things that don't activate as quick as you want them to. You stuck waiting, they're sluggish. So, thing is, I've been role playing that absolutely everywhere, and it's not teaching me anything. It's just like putting on comfortable shoes, unfortunately, because I'm literally just role playing like a current version of myself. It's like I thought that was progress versus the way I always used to play in role playing games, but not really. Because I mean, the way I always used to role play growing up is I'd play like evil psychopath characters because I had like this false narrative of myself based on punishment I suffered growing up and abuse. It's like just role playing false narratives endlessly. It's always going to feel comfortable and fun, but it doesn't make it healthy. I mean, there wasn't really any consequence to doing that. Doing this, though, I feel like that it could hinder my psych work if I'm reinforcing behaviors in video games, even if I'm fighting them in real life, Still activating some of the same circuitry. I didn't learn anything, but I got it that time anyway. I should have slowed down a little more for that. This thing still just wants to drift everywhere. Can't take those rocks. We gotta be careful about that. We don't have the tires for any type of hard surface surprises. And the suspension will let the wheels get tweaked if we land on a corner. So you gotta be careful. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go back to what I did months ago off the channel, and I role played a character who was like a healthier version. Yeah, I was role playing someone else who I thought was a role model. What do you mean exiting event? I don't want to exit the event. I was enjoying that event. Damn it. The route must have turned. I don't want to switch what level I'm on. Thank you. Oh. Alright, well, where was I supposed to go? Obviously down there. Where does that actually exit? Like, seriously, I was supposed to know that there's a road somewhere here. I still don't know where it is. Over there? Is that the way I came up, or is that the way back down? I don't even know anymore. If we need to earn money, there's multiple ways we can do it, you know? I can't even remember the road I just drove. See, that's brain injury. That's not dissociation. It's frustrating. I wanted to wait until I was better to do all this psych work, because then I'm not confused and frustrated as to what cognitive issues are what, you know? I want to be in a situation where everything fits into one category, so I know when I'm working on the right thing. I guess this was the course. It is fun to drive. This thing is sketchy though. I don't really. Oh come on! There's no speed limit down here. Get lost. Whatever. It's not like you'll catch me. Come on, man. Not right after I say it. What? He just goes right through that. You're embarrassing me, officer. Yeah, this ain't a rock crawler. I gotta keep that in mind. It's not even an off-roader, being rear-wheel drive, rear engine. Like, it's a very limited vehicle. Probably will have to go off-road to lose the cops. So we'll just have to be slow and steady. Turtle Buggy. Sold the dash cam footage for $97.79. Can we make 7-9 the new funny number? It's like the child of 6-9 and 6-7. Or is 6-6 the child? I don't even know. Babbling. I mean, this can do a little leisurely off-roading. Suspension's good enough for it, and I'm bottoming out. Yeah, I think we've covered all this psych talk today. You think so? I think we might have. Fortunately, the conclusion basically is just that we reset and it's starting reasonably scratch on not the concepts and the like all that, but the experiments. You don't even know where I am. Oh yes, I do. We gonna finish that rally. Need some good old-fashioned Kevin stubbornness today. This controller is weird. My hand has like been half numb for the longest time, but it's not gone full numb. It isn't comfortable. Like this controller is too small or something. I think it's the way I got my hand because the stick is in a different position. It makes the grip feel smaller. It's pushing on my hand in a way that's cutting circulation. It's something dumb like that. My ergonomics are a nightmare. Controllers weren't meant to be held with the gravity going into one of your palms on the side like that. Because I'm laying on my side. So the controller is technically on its side, though I'm holding it the same way I would if I was sitting up. So there you go. Oh, that hit some. That's not good. We tweaked the wheel. I think. Maybe it's just being sketchy like always. No. I mean, maybe we should handle this like a real life rally driver, and the first time we start a rally event, we just drive it at like 20 miles per hour. Like, take a lap to figure it out, rather than like half commit, trying to get some type of time, but also not trying to crash the course you don't know. Like, maybe it should be more methodological, but whatever. Let's just try not to repeat the same mistake twice. That's good enough for me, you know. Blind corner. It tricks you too, because you come over the ridge and you see the road down here and you think it's a straight shot. It's worse than a blind corner. It's literally predictive programming. Your brain sees something and fills in the blank in the middle. It's tricking you. This course is teaching the psychology lesson now. Congratulations, you're learning. This is an edutainment series. I tricked you. Haha. I'm not even doing it on purpose. I got tricked alongside you. Bait and switch. Why does it try to end you when you start going over the bridge? That must have been what distracted me last time. I mean, this road is kind of blind, though. If you were going through that at speed, you wouldn't have seen that extra marker pop up there. I think they need more floating arrows. If they had floating arrows in these markers. So I will note the traffic despawns for these events. I hadn't recognized that before. That's very nice of it. Very considerate. That is just embarrassing. Oh, come on. That's bad. That's probably the most damage we've done to it. What have we learned today? Tires aren't everything? How'd the cop car just coast through there? Like, nothing. Like, just weight and momentum. Think we got another free tow? I hope so. What's a hydrolocked engine cost to fix? Is that a full replacement kind of problem? It's not cheap. Oh. Instant don't even cost much more than 2 minutes. Alright. If we put significantly bigger tires on it, maybe we could cross the river, but I'm not going to keep trying the rally. There's not going to be no sunk cost fallacy here today. What do we want to do? I think we should do some car delivery missions, earn some of the cash back. Maybe we can find some gravel roads to blast around just for the hell of it, you know? But I wish you could see the whole course when you click on one of these. Is that like a mud drag strip? You might be able to do that if we change the tires. Rock crawling reverse. I don't even trust it. Hill climb. It's rear wheel drive. It's like, maybe going to the full on off-roading map was not I thought the rally was going to be the easiest thing here. The problem is I may not have been wrong about that. We just might not be capable of it. Endurance rally. Thing is, that's probably just going to be a longer version that still has the same river crossing. I don't know. We can try. We don't have to drive through the river just because the marker's there, you know? Nah, let's just do some car delivery missions. This can be our jockey between the car jockey missions. That'll give it a use for a while. We'll hit the off-road courses when we can. But I'm not loving the buggy, I'll tell you that. I don't think you even needed to be told it. It's pretty obvious. This isn't the car that Kevin enjoys. If I sell it, I could bring the truck over here, actually. Do you think there's any materials on the map? I'll need to check that in the phone. Can't look at the individual items so easily with the map. I'm not sure if you can do it at all. I was kind of between selling this and hanging out at the auction versus driving this out to this map, but I figured I needed to give it a try at least. There. So, is there value in the truck? I don't think we can do passenger taxi missions with this. Fortunate. I mean, that'd be a cool little like role play. Like, yeah, we giving people little thrill rides on the trails. Guess not. Yeah, the cargo yard has some materials. The quarry. Huh. Is there another quarry that's just reusing that picture? The old mill. That's weird. It is showing both maps. What happens if I tell you to route there? What? What? It's even weirder because the route makes sense for a while. And then it just... It's like it's doing like a 3D effect. It's like it zigs and comes right at the screen. Huh. That's odd. Yeah. Not me for me to fix it. There's facilities here. So now AJ's has vehicles. We're at AJ's. That's very convenient. Yeah, I know there's more here. That's just not helping. Can we get rid of that marker, please? Goodbye. Stupid paddle shifters. This thing would make an excellent drift vehicle. Just saying. Of course, we probably end up destroying the tires somehow with how exposed that suspension setup is. You got anything that pays well? Le Grand Le Off-Roader. But the Hawaiian special. A lot of these think they're going to the other map. We're gonna try it. But we might have to reload the game. Some of these might just be broken. Oh, that'll cost me more money if the game's broken. Great. Yeah, I saw something online that some players need to reload the game when they switch to the map, where other people are fine. And I think we're seeing the reasons why some people might need to reload the map. Either way, we'll try not to knock your champagne out of there. This should give us a nice sluggish automatic to play with, right? Where's my interior camera? Can't leave me out here. That's no fun. I'm wondering if not all vehicles have enhanced driver. So we're going to just turn regular driver back on. What? I don't want to drive it in third person. That's not just this controller screwing with me, is it? It doesn't shift either. That's not the kind of broken I signed up for today. Now that's got to be the controller. If the shift keys don't work, that means none of the face buttons are working. But the blinker works. Okay. Okay, it's trying to switch camera. Come on, you can't give me a broken mod and then penalize me for not delivering it, can you? Of course they can. Let's not destroy it by over-revving it. We could try to steal it. Yeah, there goes my reputation. As if it was my fault. Let's reload the game. Can always cheat the money back up. There's no reason to get pissy about it. So what else was I going to talk about today? There's a big Beam.NG update on the way. They're doing a complete graphics overhaul and upgrade. I'm scared. I'm already having frame rate problems. Better lighting is a big ask. I'm hoping that the game's going to be optimized enough that it'll be a wash, or that they'll add like their own DLSS or upscaling and frame gen into the game, because they're porting it to PS5. So realistically, my computer's faster than a PS5. Consoles want to advertise they can do 4K. I'm not quite at 4K. There should be some type of upscaling available, just by the logic of deduction. Yeah. So we might get better graphics in better frame rate. That's what I'm actually thinking. But there's a little worry there. The worry is more so that they're going to offer higher level graphics settings and Kevin won't be able to say no. Because I'm sure you can just put it back down, lower the settings. But, I still got a little bit of narcissism in my process. And, a couple years ago, I gave up on needing to have ultra settings. Well, more than a couple years now. But I'm still a bit stubborn about the high settings. It's like, I deserve this. Meanwhile, every time a new game comes out, I go and look at the screenshots. I'm like, are there any differences between these graphic settings? And we're consistently at the point where medium to ultra looks pretty much the same to me. I see ray tracing. I get that. I see it. But just the other settings, it's like, I don't know. We thinking the game's gonna load, or you think Beam's being finicky today? That's what I thought. Alright. Relaunch. Relaunch, reload. Man, it's like when I'm getting actually into the vulnerable stuff with this psych chat, it's like the motivation to make the AI music goes away. Because then I just feel like I'm deflecting. It's like, it's crazy how free flowing I can be with all this psych stuff. But then when I start talking about the heart rate monitoring, it's like that's when I get vulnerable. Yeah, as the AI says in any of the psych talk, it's like if you're not uncomfortable, you're not working where you need to be. Damn it. If the psychology too much fun, then you're probably just enjoying talking about yourself. uh, that rumble's a good sign. And then it went away. Why does it always say it's loading Liberty City? I'm really curious what it's actually loading when it's doing that. The way it says importing Colada, that's usually what it says for mods. But I'm not sure if that's explicitly something for mods. Because I don't have any mods that are like Grand Theft Auto type. Alright, let's see if that refreshed the deliveries and it's only showing things for this map now. Oh, that's even worse. Hilarious. And the game's not working at all. Let's try that again. I'm not troubleshooting today. I don't got it in me. Also, now I got the problem if it does turn out that eating doesn't knock me unconscious consistently, I don't know how to go to sleep anymore. Uh-oh. The only thing I know is passing out. Because, I wanted to go to sleep after eating last night. But it's like now I'm doing the psych thing. I'm like, well, let's see if I have the choice. It's like, Oh, I'm awake. I didn't want to be awake, though. I just wanted to go to sleep normally. Damn it. Well, it's the healthier of two problems. Yeah. Buzzy controller. Buggy. We could have painted it yellow and called it Buggy. You know what? I don't feel so vulnerable anymore. I got all the psych stuff out. That means I can make AI cringe. I think the game's loaded, though. Don't you worry. We'll get back to it. Let's just see if the game's gonna work this time. Let's look at the phone first. It does say it has cargo, so hopefully it's not as bullshitting. Alright, now it's only showing here. Which, I mean, that's wrong, but it's wrong in the way that it's not showing both maps at the same time. No. Really? Like, what broke that? Because it was working. We definitely did delivery missions here. In one of the older episodes with the FedEx truck. Said I wasn't going to do troubleshooting. We'll give it a quick look. Career delivery. I mean, it's the Lua that makes the most sense that it would be referencing. Also, at some point, this became resizable. I don't remember that being here when I was doing all the troubleshooting before. The bottom bar is still broken, but what are you going to do? You still can't scroll it all the way over. So it's a little more modular, but it's still pretty much useless with that. Until they fix this scroll bar. It's not even a search bar. Until they add a scroll bar, then. Well, I mean, I guess I could just drag it over. Does that work? Maybe. It's a good thing I was doing that thing with my my selfies the other day where I scared myself because I relearned the usefulness of dragging things partially off the screen. Not talking about that again. I don't know what to do with that psych realization. I don't know. There's anything to do with it. So it's mad because it can't find jerry rigs, which isn't even on this map. So I probably just have to go back and forth between the maps. I think it's still got the bug. Well, whatever bug it caused that caused it to pull from the other ones. Or something here wants to go to jerry rigs, which it can't do because... Okay. I understand the problem. So it hasn't refreshed the delivery locations since I fixed the thing where it was trying to reference things from the other map. So some of the deliveries still want to go there. So there's probably multiple ways to fix it. I don't know what causes the missions to refresh. But going back and forth between the maps probably will fix it. Yeah. We're going to make that cringe, though. You didn't escape it. Even though I'm getting kind of tired. Yeah, we're gonna have the AI suggest genres. I'm gonna tell it to be weird. Oh, I know what. I got an idea. I'll let you in on it in a second. I'm gonna try to get the game loading. Let's try to do those things simultaneously. So you're not just staring at a blank screen. Alright. Multitasking's hard. It'll be worth it though, trust me. The AI's thinking. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a crazy song. The hell's a mozzarella solo? What? The AI is literally saying the song should have a mozzarella stick being played like a theremin. I did say be weird. The other AI is not going to understand that, but we'll try. It's just going to ignore that if it doesn't understand or find anything in its database for it. What is that weird alien blaster noise going on in Beam? Hello? It's a crash. That guy's got a rock crawler. Alright. What the hell? How am I going to convert mozzarella stick played like a theremin into something that won't just get ignored? I don't know. It also insists this has to be a polka, so have fun. I don't know. I just put Italian in there. I mean, I put mozzarella stick in there, but I know what it's going to do. Man, AI is replacing my cringe. It's doing it better. Okay. So there's no new algorithms today. So we're going to go back and forth between the maps while the song plays. It's like I would drive to another location and try that, but that feels like a waste of time, honestly. Yeah, it's not ready yet. There we go.
Little yellow buzz buggy, how you're doing flag snap through the slick rock puke of Goblin Valley's lap. The odometer's a spittle, the steering wheel's a wasp, and the Colorado's calling through a cactus-flavored gas. Over the river and through the scourge, to Jerry Reed's 38 we flirt. The bus buggy pushes the water wheel grind, but more its teeth than the lizard spine. Through the south side signal, down the rapids ridge, the little yellow bus buggy.
I don't like that song. Let's try the other one.
Little yellow buzz buggy, how you doing flag snap through the slick rock puke of Goblin Valley's lap. The odometer's a spinning, the steering wheel's a wasp, and the Colorado's calling through a cactus-flavored gas. Over the river and through the scorch, to Jerry Reed's Starry Speaks Lord. The buzz buggy pushes the water where his grind, past Mott's teeth and the lizard is spine. Through the south side psych up down the rapids ridge, little yellow buzz buggy, don't lose your pledge. The terminals yank the tumbleweeds like taffy off a rail. We ate a hubcap for dessert and peed into a gale. The arches wave like broken bones, the canyon rins all cursed. There's a 6-volt ghost in your carburetor worse. Over the river and through the scorch, to Jerry Reed's Tommy's resort. The buzz buggy skates like a fried sign blab with a bungee holding on the fender's tab. Through the rabbits in past the slot canyon strange little yellow buzz buggy, spit out your wedge. Now the Colorado's whiskey brown and cold as Jerry's eye. The buggy coughs a bubble wrap, 2 inner tubes and a lie. We float on cactus needles, we steer by static shock. Jerry signs says no refunds on a melted cinder block. Jerry Safford has a burn hole, shave it like you'd high. He spilled tobacco juice that maps the stars. He taps the buzz buggy's eyeball with a breaker bar. Kitty whispers, you ain't broken, you're just bizarre. Little yellow buzz buggy, sleeping on the lift. Jerry named a spider after you.
eh. I mean, the lyrics were creative enough, I guess. Sure is boring today. I guess I just wanted to do a podcast today or something, you know, like just come talk about psych for a bit. Make it more real when it's on film. I didn't have the mind to play the strategy game, so didn't do that. Hopefully we finishing that off soon. I'm ready to be done with that. Don't be liking those long form strategy games. It's probably why I like Age of Wonders. They pretty much tune it so you only play for 100 turns. None of the other 4X games are based around 2 to 300. You don't get enough variety in my life, doing that. I'm a strategy casual. That's what I'm saying. I hear something idling. So I'm hoping this map gonna be loading quicker than the last load. Because now I gotta entertain the crowd. Oh, I don't know about that. Alright, we here. Check the phone. Make sure it's not obviously broken. It is. Well, maybe if we limit ourselves to deliveries, we can actually complain. Why do you keep loading those broken cars in? We should be able to figure out what will and won't work, right? I think we can handle that. Let's even go to the dealership on the... What are you doing? On the top of the hill. Or should we test the one that... Whatever. We're not here to troubleshoot. So close to just like stripping this thing for parts and selling it. Oh, get lost, please. Why did I turn the police back on? I got whoopage in the rear view. Oh, come on. You're gonna be a roadblock. What is that, a police stripped car? That's just hilarious. I do wonder if we took it slow enough, do you think we could actually... We're getting distracted. But I'm not convinced it's that incapable. I consider myself warned. Uh-oh. Wait, what? Oh, there's something over there we're activating. I was like, what the hell? Why am I being ambushed by flags? Still confused, but I guess we stopped in just the right/wrong spot to make that happen. I don't trust that back right tire, and I feel like we might have tweaked it when we got stuck on that fence. It's awfully weird that I'm gravitating toward that external camera. It's like I'm trying to dissociate from the game to reassociate and feel. Nah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I've been doing that though. It's like I always drive first person, and now I'm just like force a habit going back to third. There ain't gonna be any vehicles here for me. This isn't the one that has the delivery missions, right? Maybe it is. It's a dealership. A couple dealerships, actually. Doesn't mean that it's what I'm looking for right now. Come on, man. Just I hit B to put on the parking brake, and then it closes the menu. It didn't say there was any vehicles there, though, so we'll take its word for it. That only has trailers. Yeah, there's no vehicles here. Oh, this thing just loves to drift when you try to floor it from a stop. Stupid rear engine. See, look, I'm back in third person. I don't even know when I do it. Oh, come on. I'm not speeding. You're speeding. Yeah, there was something I wanted to talk about with that whole optimism versus pessimism rant I've been going on in some of these episodes, but I don't remember what my point was there either, other than I'm somewhat doubting my conclusions. Unless I remember why, I don't really have anything to say. Go away, officer. I went into third person on purpose that time. Great. No. Get away from me. Just want to do some delivery missions. What, there's something over here? Look at that guy down there. What a fool. Dry bulk. Well, I mean, now we know where to get material from. State-funded heavy degree pickup. Well, it was accidentally helpful. So I don't know if I can be bothered to put proper tires on the buggy and then actually go drive it on the trails. It's like, I don't think this thing really rated for anything in Utah. That's what I'm saying. I swear there was vehicles for delivery here. You tell me I gotta go all the way back down the hill now. What's the quickest way over there that won't cost me? Range Rovers keep getting in the way. Oh, I thought I was gonna get away with that. Nope. Call the dough truck. That did kill the current value. I thought I could hurry up and sell it. No. That's the most expensive repair yet. Call the dough truck. Why wasn't that set as my favorite? That would have caused problems if I tried to load in. All we've done is bleed money today. Oh. It's like I knew I was tired, but... Any clue how much we started the episode with? It was like 150 some. The market's been higher than that. I don't want to sell it at a bad market. Hell, no. There. Let's see if the delivery missions work again. Is this the right way? No. Yeah, at least it's a buggy. I can do this. Turn it around. Off-road. Should just put stupid road tires on this thing. It's just a kit car at that point. Yeah. Is this a shortcut? There are rocks out here. Just need to be mindful, Dad. That's working, right? It's fine. Oh, Western Velasco. Why are there so many high-level vehicles now? Canyon delivery is doable. Gotta ignore any of them that are trying to go to the other map. Which is almost all of them. Moon Flame. That sounds niche. Don't trust that it's working, though. And what are the chances the one mod we clicked on last time was broken? Super light off. Why? Even the kit cars have better off-road trims. Oh, come on. Oh. Come on. This was working just fine the other episode. Why is it suddenly broken now? No, now it's completely broken. You know what? The episode's over. You can see yourself out. Goodbye.